So it's a warm welcome from my side, guys. Today's topic is additional information about Agile in Agile coaching and training session. Today I will provide you some sort of more tricks and more information on Agile, and I will provide you one game also. In today's session, if possible, just try to play it with your team members. I will provide you why this game is important and what kind of output will you get after this game. So let's see the agenda of today's training. Okay, so agenda's first point is about this section: design sprint, technical debates, agile games and activities, and setting up email filters. So we will see first point about this section. So basically, this is a diagram of sprint. This diagram is designed by me. Usually, if you go through Google, Google will provide you some sort of different diagram, such kind of like this diagram. Google is providing you. And this is a diagram which I had created in T-System India, and we are mostly following this diagram. Now, uh, you already know about this diagram. If you have attended my previous sessions, then you already know about this. I'm giving you some sort of tricks. So how we can make our sprint faster, or how we can make our agile more and more smarter. So I will provide tricks and tips on this area. So basically, when you guys are doing a grooming session, product backlog grooming session, or product backlog refinement session, at that time, say for example, if I have a 90 minutes call, or if I have a 90 minutes meeting, within this I can expect hardly 3 to 4 cards information, or 3 to 4 stories information in detail from product owner. And based on this information, team members can ask them lot many questions related to business, related to technical. Business related questions resolved by product owner, technical related questions resolved by solution architect or team leaders. Now, how to make it fast? So in same product backlog grooming meeting, if product owner or scrum master ask team member who will own this particular story, or who will own this particular work, in this case team members themselves put on cards and provide their nominations or their name for that particular cards. Same time, if scrum master and product owner ask them how much time do you require to complete this particular card, because now you have the entire detailed descriptions, you have knowledge what to do with this card, from where you have to start, where you have to stop, and where exactly this requirement will fitted in production environment. So based on this information, if you provide us a tentative timeline, see in agile nothing is a dot environment, or nothing is a dot timing where we says a exact timing, because we don't know about unidentified risk, unidentified dependencies, or unidentified other things which we face in a running situation. So this is the reason agile always says you have to pick up a tentative timelines. Now, if I have 5 team members, one of my team members provide his or her name for particular card with timed slot also, like how much time that particular person required. Now same time, scrum master is updating the product backlog in agile management tools. Say for example, Jira is there, Guard is there, SVN is there, or TFS is there. Whichever tool you are using, scrum master is updating same information in that particular tool. Now everything is done, product backlog grooming meeting is done. In sprint planning meeting, what we are doing, we are just identifying how much stories or how many stories we can refer for this particular sprint. Now, in sprint planning meeting, Scrum Master come up with the entire calculation, which we says as a team capacity. So Scrum Master come up with that particular calculation, and based on this calculation, Scrum Master may ask team members that who will owning or who will start their job in this particular sprint. Say for example, if I have 5 team members and every team members have 3 to 4 stories in their plate. Now it's a time where we have to provide the status to product owner on which particular story, on which particular card team member will work. So every team member provides their card number or their story number to Scrum Master. Now Scrum Master is calculating based on the time which team members has provided against that particular card and try to find out is it fitted in their team capacity calculation or not. If it is fitted, Scrum Master allows. If it is not fitted, Scrum Master provide that information to team member that you have only this much capacity for this particular sprint. Say for example, per day you have 6 hours for this particular sprint. Likewise, if we have designing 2 week sprint, means 10-day sprint, then you have only 60 hours. So within 60 hours we can fit only 3 cards, not 4 cards. So you have to choose which 3 cards on which you want to work. Then team members provide those card number. Scrum Master just add those card in particular sprint in particular tool. I already provided the information how to create a sprint and how to add cards in that particular sprint. So if we do this mechanism, if we follow this mechanism and if we go like this, within 10 to 15 minutes we done our sprint planning. Now what Agile says, as per Agile guideline, product backlog refinement or product backlog grooming meeting have time slot. Like if we are designing 4 week sprint, then product backlog grooming meeting should be done till 8 hours. It is plus or minus, but mostly we should not cross 8 hour slot for product backlog grooming meeting for 4 week sprint. If we are designing 2 week sprint, then product backlog grooming meeting will be done within 4 hours. Now same for sprint planning. If we are designing 4 week sprint planning or 4 week sprint, then sprint planning will done within 4 hours. If we are designing 2 week sprint planning, then sprint if we are designing 2 week sprint, then sprint planning will done within 2 hours. But if we will go through this mechanism or this way, we can done our planning within 10 to 15 minutes and remaining complete time we can invest in technical areas. Because if I'm saying I have 10 members and every members almost 1 hour and 45 minutes, if I am investing in this particular meeting, it's a wastage. If I am going through smart way, then I can save that 1 hour and 45 minutes, and I can provide this 1 hour and 45 minutes additionally to each and every team members so that they can invest it in their technical area, in their technical works. Now in daily stand up, we all know we are just provided the information what we did yesterday, what we are doing today, and do we have any impediments or any blockers. Now this meeting we can complete within 15 minutes. In sprint backlog review meeting, normally what happens, what Agile says, so Agile says every sprint backlog review meeting where we are providing demo, so every demo go through product owner. So product owner will provide the demo to end client or to our customer. But actually in smart way, if I want to go, then I will provide this chance to my team members. Now how we can do this? Say for example, out of 5 team members, 3 team members has done their job. They had completed their cards and it's ready to ship. Now in demo, I will provide them this chance one by one. So uh, first I will make a roadmap. Who will go first, who will go second, and who will go third. In between, if required, product owner will jump in and provide additional information. Scrum Master is there to support this entire activity. Now, if first of team member has started this demo and provided the information for look and feel for functional and non-functional requirement which that person has completed, within this team member, after completing his work, team member ask the stakeholders and client if they have any query questions, they can ask. If they have any query question, they will ask. In this case, if some questions comes related to business area, then product owner will jump in and product owner will provide the answer of those questions. If something related to technology, then that particular team member who has completed that particular requirement will provide the answer. In additional requirement, if any additional information required, in that case solution architect will jump in and solution architect will provide the information to stakeholders and to uh, clients team members. So likewise we can continue our demo. At the end of demo, scrum master and product owner requested to stakeholders and client team that they have to provide some sort of feedback in terms of valuable points. Say for example, out of 5 or out of 10, how much point they will provide for this particular demo and the work which team has completed. Based on this point, we can understand, are we on right track, are we on wrong track, uh, does our demo appreciated by client or not. If somewhere we are lacking, we can ask the question immediately to stakeholder and client team members what happens, or regarding which situation they provide us a less point. So they will provide you a bullet pointing reasons, and based on those reasons you can correct it in your next sprint. Now in sprint retrospective, I know this is a tedious job to conduct sprint retrospective, because out of 10 members hardly 2 to 3 team members communicate in this particular meeting, provide their feelings, provide their ideas and their feedback. Rest of the team members are just sitting silent. So rather than conducting a meeting, I will suggest you try something out of box or try some sort of games in your sprint retrospective. By this way, team member can enjoy um, this meeting, and scrum master and product owner will get the information whatever they want from this particular meeting. By this way, whenever you will conduct a sprint retrospective, team members will ask you what kind of new idea we have for today's sprint retrospective and how do we conduct it in today's session. So this is something curiosity. Every time team members are connecting with these curiosities in these particular meetings, and they are ready to provide their feedbacks. Even in such kind of meetings, those team members who are shy or who never communicated, never speak in any of ceremonies, those team members will also start communicating in such kind of ceremonies. Those team members will also provide their feedback, their idea in such kind of ceremonies. So by this way guys, you can easily conduct your ceremonies. Now improvement plan. If I am saying everything is going fine, there is no hookups or there is no ifs and buts in your entire sprint or in your entire agile, then it's a time that you have to improve your plan. Or if something goes wrong continuously or consecutively in last 2 to 3 sprint, In this case, it's a time to improve your entire process. Now when you are improving your process, at that time ask this question to your team members that guys, we are doing very well, but we have to do much better than this. So provide us a idea where we can make some sort of improvement. Let the idea come from your team members. Based on this idea, you may take a voting, and based on the highest voting, you can implement those things in your planning area or in your process area, so that you can improve easily your plan. And this plan is improved based on teams communication, based on teams information. So this plan will easily get a good success. So by this way guys, you can conduct your sprint, you can continue your agile. So this is first thing. Now we will move to our second slide, which is related to technical debate. So guys, in product grooming session, when product owner provide the details about any cards, at that time it's a job of product owner, that product owner play a technical debate in that particular product grooming meeting. Say for example, if I am a product owner, I have provided entire detail about the card. Now I will cross question to team members, and I will cross question to randomly, not by sequentially. So I will cross question to my team members what that particular team member is thinking, how to start work in this particular area or in the on this particular card. So from where that particular team member will start work, or any team member can start work, and where that particular team member thinks that my work is completed. So when team member says we are matching a acceptance criteria, at that time you can immediately counter question them. On what basis they says that the entire work is matching with acceptance criteria? So what exactly they will match with the acceptance criteria? You can immediately ask the cross question or counter question to your team member, and this way you can start a technical debate. Now team members started communicating communicating in technical way. They will provide you a technical aspects or technical areas or technical words, where they can say that based on this information or based on this work or based on this code, based on this testing, we can say that our work is completed. If they have any queries, any question, they can immediately raise in same meeting. Even in technical debate, if one person started communicating on particular card, like how to start the card, how to continue the work on that particular card, and how to complete the card, at the same time second team members may says that there are some sort of dependencies, do you identified it? These are the dependencies which we have to consider while doing work, or there are some sort of risk, or the way on by which you are going, that way is a long way, long route. If you go through this way, it's a shortcut, and you can easily get the target before time. So by this way, ideas are generated within the team members. They themselves provide the ideas to each other. Same time, technical architect also provided them some sort of solutions on technical areas, like how to work, how to continue their work, how to complete their work, how to say that my work is completed, when to say my work is completed. So these are the aspects, or these are the things which we can easily communicate, or we can easily provide to our team members. If I am asking a simple question to my team members, does they understand the requirement? Everybody says yes. If I am saying do they have any new queries, new question, confusions, they says no. And when they will start work, at that time they will face the queries, they will face the questions, because they haven't discussed it in technical debate. And at that time they required some more time to resolve those queries, to resolve those confusions. And by this way we are delaying those requirement in demos or in end areas. So to avoid this situation, we have to continue our technical debate in every product backlog grooming session, so that we can avoid this situation. Again, after this also, if we face any sort of dependencies, any sort of blocker, then maybe in 95% area these blockers or these risk are unidentified. But this is again a learning curve, guys. We are not failing here actually, because based on this technical based on these blockers and based on this risk, we may identify which point we miss in our last sprint planning or last product grooming session. We have to consider those points in our next grooming session. So by this way we can adopt our new learning curves, we can consider it in our next grooming session, and by this way we can continue our agile work. So this is the reason technical debate is very important, and by this way you can avoid lot many chaos from future. Now about the game. So guys, it's a very simple example I am giving. uh, we have to start agile on particular team. Now if I'm saying the team is very hard, team is a devil's advocate and not ready to accept a new change. Now how to apply agile with this team? So I already provided you some sort of solution and ideas in my previous session. Here I am providing you a game. So this is a agile game. If you have more than 10 members, then you can divide these team members in three different groups. Now game is very simple. We have to draw a picture and we have to tell a story. Now if I am dividing these team members in three groups, team 1, team 2 and team 3. So team 1 I am providing a product manager or project manager. That person will handle the entire activity. That person is a decision making person. That person allocate the work to their team member, particular team members. That person get the information from team members and make sure that the work is completed by that particular team members. Second team doesn't have any leader. Second team themselves consider who will work in which area. They have to take a decisions and they have to complete the work. They have to manage the time and everything. Third team, we have product owner and scrum master. Now product owner and scrum master's job is to make a delivery more and more qualifiable, and also while delivering something from team to production environment, at that time these deliveries should provide more and more aspects, more and more glittering area to production area, so that customer can get more and more profit after these deliveries. So this is the reason this particular third team will work, and this is the job of scrum master and product owner. Now I have provided all the job responsibilities to all three team members one by one. Now I'm giving them a time. A total time for this activity is 25 minutes. 5 minutes to give them instruction like project manager, product owner, scrum master and team. Now I'm giving 50 minutes time for activity. With this I'm giving them some sort of props. Now what these props are, so I'm giving them some sort of drawing papers, plain white papers with some sort of color markers, and giving them a idea which sketch they have to perform on that particular drawing papers. So maybe it's a rat, maybe it's a dog, maybe it's an elephant. Whatever they want, they can choose it, and particularly that particular sketch they can design on that particular drawing paper. They have to paint it and they have to make a story for that. With instruction, once I provided them all the props and everything, I will start my stopwatch for almost 20 minutes. Why 20 minutes? Because first 5 minutes I am giving the product owner, project manager and scrum master to provide the instructions to their team members. Second team have additional 5 minutes because they do not have any leader, so they can consider entire 20 minutes for their activities. Now once I provided them instructions, uh, team has started work, actual work in their areas. Everybody is starting work. First team is design a particular good picture on a drawing paper. They colored it very well. They create a story and they are done. They are ready with their deliveries. Second team is working on that particular area. There are some sort of confusion like who will work in which area, who will draw the picture, who will paint the picture, who will create the story. So it's some sort of jumbling or maybe some sort of confusions, but they resolve it and they try to complete the work within time frame. Third team is enjoying because product owner not only provided the instructions, but product owner also helping them in designing. Product owner already provided the entire props to team members, and team members themselves decided who is a good artist, who is a good drawing person, who can make a good drawing. That person will draw the particular animal or particular bird. Second person will paint it, but this time they think that we will not paint it as usual. Say for example, rat is either black or white, so we will not paint it black or white, we will make it some different color. Parrot is almost in a parrot green color, or elephant is always either in a brown or black color, so we will not paint in that same natural color, we will paint it in some different color. And same time we will not only draw a rat or parrot or elephant, but we will draw something surrounding to them. Say for example, parrot is providing some sort of coaching like me. A rat is having its coffee break. Elephant may be reading some sort of newspaper by sitting in a good shape of chair or on sofa, and watching TV also simultaneously. So likewise these guys has designed the entire picture, and they had created some sort of funny story also why they provided a different color to that particular animal, what exactly that animal is doing. Same time, if the animal is thinking something, what exactly that thinking or those thoughts are. So everything is mixed up in that particular story. So this is a job of third team. Now once they design and they completed their work, they come up for deliveries. Now one by one we conduct a demo of each and every team. First team provided their demo showcasing their particular picture with their story. Second team provided maybe half cook or full cook story uh, and picture. Third team provided with not only energy, full of energy, but they have to very eager to showcase their picture and provide the story to entire to other team members also, like what they design, why they design like that, and what is the story behind that. So they are provided with full of energy, everybody is enjoying this story and their picture. Now once this demo is done completely, ask a very simple questions to your team member. First question, what do you feel while you are performing activities in your time slot, particular time slot, 20 minutes time slot. So every team member provide their genuine feelings for their activities. Now ask them second question, are they enjoyed the activities? If they enjoyed, why they enjoyed? If they are not enjoyed the activity, if it's a general activity, then why they think like that, why they are not able to enjoy that particular activity? These are some sort of questions guys where these team member provided the information, provided the answer, and using these answers we can easily bifurcate what is the difference between traditional methodology, between the team who doesn't have any leader, the team who have leader but they are driving the entire session using agile. So using this way, what everybody is feel, who enjoyed the work, who who has not enjoyed the work, who feel the pressurized situation, what exactly these team members are thinking while they are working, are they feel stress, are they ready to take a next chance or next work for their time slot. So you can ask this question and these team members will provide you the answers. Based on these answers you can provide the picture, entire picture to all three teams, in front of all three teams, and you can easily tell them that guys, this is a basic difference. If we provide you this difference using some sort of slideshow or using some sort of training, maybe you will not understand it properly, but using this game we have provided you a actual experience, practical experience, where you are not only enjoyed but you yourself identified what exactly the difference. And now you have to think, it's completely your choice. You have to think, do we continue with traditional methodology or shall we start with agile technology, with agile methodology? Answer is very simple. You can try this game with your team and you can get the answer very easily, um, and based on that answer you can start your agile journey. So this is a game basically, guys. Now there are some sort of other games also available in my list. Here not only product owner or scrum master enjoyed the games, but you can provide easily the job or the role and responsibilities within this game. You have to, you have provided the difference between traditional methodology and agile methodology, difference between working culture and enjoyment of work. Also you have provided the roles and responsibilities of product owner and scrum masters, how they are helpful for team members. So you have provided lot many things in one game to your team members, which is not possible through sessions or through coaching. With this way maybe team members can accept it or team member can learn it almost 90-95%. If you go through traditional methodology, then maybe if you go through coaching and training session, maybe your team will get hardly 30-35% of area of your information, and rest of the information they just leave it. So this is a way, this is a very simple way where you can conduct some sort of sessions, some sort of coachings, and by this way you can provide the information to your team members. Even in some sort of ceremonies also you can conduct like this after some sort of intervals, so that your team members will not only enjoy the work but also enjoy the ceremonies. And by this way scrum master and product owner will get some sort of peace, because the entire things are entire things will done by team members, and scrum master and product owners are there to just watch them, to just notice them, and to just get the answer from them. So if you are working in a teamwork, then maybe your team is look like this. If you are working in a PM's work, then maybe your team will look like this. So this is a basic difference, guys. This is a very funny thing, but this is a basic difference. You can show it to your team members, and based on this your this difference, maybe your team member will choose wisely in which area they want to work. So this is difference. These are some sort of games activities I have. Actually I have more than 500 games right now. I had given here very few, like large scale scrum, dynamic games, card units or unit testing simulations, time tree fertilizer retro, or decorating kanbans, or journey of retrospectives, or Kanban skill task games, or Scrum event cycles, so on. Company profiles, Lean Star game, Card Against Agility, Simplicity of Lego, failure memory games, or Lego team building, coffee games. There are many coffee games are available. Uh, to plan or not to plan, agile or sprint. This is one of a game. Pitfall and possibilities, story cubes and retrospectives, and so on. So lot many games are available based on the situation where scrum master and product owner feels that we tried almost our level best, but we are not getting that much success which we want, and this is the reason now it's time to play some sort of game so that our team members can learn something new and provide us a better output which we want indirectly. So this is the reason you can design a game, or you can provide me your requirement, and within 48 hours I will provide you a game with slideshow. You can play that game with your team members and you can get the information for your from your team members. So this is a today's session, guys. If you have any queries, any questions, you can ask me. Anyone have any queries, any questions? Christine, Eva, Frank, Jenna, Christoph, Maria, Murtuza, anyone? Peter, yeah. Agile games, I don't know is available on YAM or not. But if you provide me a situation, I can design a game for you, or I will find out do I have a similar matching game in my pocket or not, because currently I have 500 games which are already pre-written. So I will find out is there any game pre-written available in my pocket. If it is, I'll convert it in a slideshow and I will provide you that particular game within 24 hours. Yeah. Yeah, Frank, you are saying something. Sure. Anybody have any query, any questions? Okay, I'll ask my question in other way. Guys, do you understand why today's session I conducted and why I provided you more information on Agile? Why I have provided you game information in today's session? Did you guys understand these things? Or did you guys understand the game which I explained just before few minutes? Yeah, definitely. I'm giving a very simple example, guys. I'm sitting outside a swimming tank. My trainer giving me an entire theory, like how to swim, how to jump into the water, and then how to move in the water. He or she just provide me a theory, which is really cool, and I understand everything. But I'm sitting outside a swimming tank. So is it possible that after jumping into the swimming tank, I can easily swim? No. Till I'm not entering into the swimming tank, till I am not facing the water, till I am not facing the situation, I can't swim. And this is a same situation, guys. If you are providing theory, these guys will always provide you a thumb that they understand everything, but in actual they understand only 30%. Rest 70% they they just have imagination that they understand. But when you play a game, at that time they understand very well, like how to play or how to move in agile, why those things are important, and what is the benefit of those things. So slowly once they understand, you does not need to make more session for education or for coaching. These guys themselves provide you whatever output you require. Jenna is saying something.
I just wanted to say I don't know how is situation now, but even 1 year ago, Gayanan, I found many articles from you, including details of games, and was copying it to very long board, one by one. So I have more of your games. Maybe it is still possible to find on Yam.
uh, you can find out if you found it's good. If not, you can provide me the situation and I will provide you that particular game.
Yes. But many of your many presentations you had, now we are at day 23 or how much, but much of that I was studying from you just passively even 1 year ago. It was possible. So thank you also for those articles.
uh,
It was very helpful.
this is something a great information for me that you are admiring me from last 1 year. Thank you so much.
Yes.
You just made my day.
I am in your fan club, so
Ah, yeah, definitely.
two reasons. I don't work so much in agile in at work. We have one project which is agile, but secondly, I use it even for my PhD study for the university.
Oh,
So
that's great. That's
it's
great.
very true.
I'm more happy if I can provide you any help in your PhD also.
Thank you.
Anyone have any more queries, any more question? Eva, Christoph, Maria, Murtuza, anyone?
Actually, Andre, thank you for very nice presentation. For me, even I'm not practical Scrum Master, yeah. I'm only Agile facilitator, yeah. For some projects, hybrid projects, it is very helpful for me.
Yeah, and in your facilitation, if you face any bad situation, you can immediately query me by mail, and I will provide you a solution. And believe me, this will be only between you and me. I will never disclose it with anybody.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for the offer.
Yeah. Uh, Robin, do you have any query, any question? Uwe, do you have any query or question?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. And guys, if you face any failurity in any situation, uh, don't be down your moral. I am giving you a very simple example. This is a true example from my life. Um, Before almost 4 to 5 years, I faced a bigger failure. all of my teams are suddenly face some sort of situations, and because of that they are not able to deliver a single line of code in production environment. And this was happens with me first time, and I was completely down, I was completely broken. uh, I visited to my management. I just meet my management guys, my head of agile head of my company, and I provided them this situation that I don't know what happens, but this is the current situation, and I'm ready to take this entire responsibility. At that time, my thinking was what will happen as much as bad, company will throw me out from my job. So this is a worst case scenario which will happen with me. And I was visited my head with this scenario, and I openly told this scenario to my head that for this reason you can fire me and I will never say anything because this is my failurity. Something is missed by me, and this is the reason my all teams are faced this situation and they are not able to provide a single line of code in production. My head listen everything carefully, and he just smile and he says, dear, do you know failurity is not because of you, failurity is not because of your team members. If you think you are fail, then you are completely fail. If you think I am fail but I am not completely fail, this is the first step of success. And I learned something that I missed something here, and this is the reason this situation arises. Maybe next time I will be more curious and I will take care. If you think from positive mind, next time you will face only success, you never face a failurity. And that day and today's date, I never faced any failurity in my life. I always learn something new from every situations. Even guys, if you know Thomas Edison, who provided us a light energy, when that person success and when the reporter asked Thomas Edison, how many times you fail before you are getting a success, at that time Thomas Edison says, I never fail in my life. I just found 10,000 ways which are not working for my experiment, and I found 10,001 is an option which work for my experiment and I get success. So this is a positivity. If you keep this positivity always in your mind, you will always learn something new and you will always move ahead, guys. You will never face failurity. So keep this in your mind always and try agile. Not only agile, but I am saying you can keep this in your mind and in your personal life also. You will never face a failurity, guys. This is my observation about my life. Again, I'm not forcing, but I'm suggesting this a positive way to all of you. Again, I'm asking if anybody have any query, any question. If no, guys, then we will meet in our next session Friday. Guys, please don't miss next two session. Next session will be on Friday, 4th of June, same time, same place. And last session will be at Monday, uh, 7th June, same time, same place. These two sessions are based on advanced agile coach practice. So what exactly advanced agile coach is doing, what exactly the job and responsibilities for principal agile coach, expert agile coach, and what they are doing. So I will provide some sort of focus on this area. Tomorrow we do not have any session, guys. So till we meet in our next session, please stay safe and have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.